Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been on.
So we have brand new full length sills, and you know why we need these? Because the inner sills on the actual car are rotting out, so we need these ones. And the panel for the outside butts up nice to this, but we need to cut this lip off. Obviously we've made this lip, so that's already on the car, so we can cut this up here and get rid of that, and then that'll allow our new panel to sit flush to this sort of, it's a faint line, but it's sort of similar to what's on the actual car, if you know what I mean. So this line here, which goes down there, whether you can make it out or not, is what is on this panel. So what I'm going to do is, because I need this section to go in, I'm going to splice it down here. It's about 10 mil, but I'll measure it exact. So I'll cut this section off to make it easier, so I can weld this section in. Then, as you can see, back over to the car, we drew a line down the sill where we need to cut out, because obviously we need access to the inner sills, so we can see how bad and how much we need to chop out and replace on the inner sills. We've got the front section. We'll do the same as what we're doing at the back, so we'll cut a piece up to this line so we know our arch section or wing section will go on, and we'll chop all this out and weld a new piece in there, and then we'll basically join the new arch panel over the top. But we need to raise the car up a bit so we can get access with a grinder down here. So we'll have to move a ramp arm out the way and get one of our stands to stand the engine on, so we can cut this section and basically go from there. But then, as we said, twinning is winning. So this is another one we need to do. It's a bit of groundworks going on site, so it's a bit loud. This car is in for some sill work, and she's having a full respray. Customer's gone round the other car we got on the ramp to notice what could possibly entail if she's not as good underneath as she needs to be. This one's pretty clean underneath, so she doesn't need full sills, but there is one part of the sill we need to replace. So we'll cut a window of opportunity into this one on the side that we need to address and see if he needs some of these. Hopefully not, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Just when you think you're ahead, your grinder gives up the ghost. Oh, that's not a bad thing. Both your grinders give up the ghost. Hooray! Not winning. Waiting for some overnight parts from Japan, i.e. Shropshire Welding Supplies, delivering me some new bushes for both, and hopefully we're back in business. But just when you think you're starting to get somewhere, something stops you in your tracks. So we got halfway through the sill, and then John the Baptist died. RIP. Double trouble. Back in action. Both been stripped down. Need brushes, as you can see. They're cabbaged and well overdue. So now one spare, one to go, winning. After getting buck wild with an air chisel, we finally got the sill off. And yeah, it's total cabbage. All the inner is rotting out all the way across. It was hard to get the sill off. I had to chop it into pieces, then air chisel it off. Made a bit of a mess of this part here, but it's rotten behind it, so it's got to be cut out anyway, so I'll just replace it. But yeah, you can see the extent of it. You can literally see the floor through the inner sill because it's so bad. So all this has got to be chopped out front to back to where our new section we've already put in is. So yeah, great stuff. I don't mind doing it. The customer don't mind doing it. He wants it done properly. I mean, got a bit rambunctious with the air chisel, but I knew it was rotten all the way across anyway, so it doesn't really matter because it's all getting replaced. So yeah. Right, so I've cut a 30mm piece of steel, nice and flat. And what I'm going to do is, I've marked across the top. I'm going to cut that out and weld this in. This section finishes here, so I'm just going to round that off. It's not seeing and it's not really structural or anything. So this will act as one of the braces for the places for this floor section to weld to, and there is actually 3 pieces to it. So all this section's getting cut out, this welded in. Over here, this section we've cut out with the lip on. As you can see, it's 50mm with 20mm lip. We made a new one of them. When this still gets welded on, this will get welded to that. So this will get spot welded across to this section here. And that is your sill section. So if you're wondering why I'm a bit quieter in this episode and I'm doing more action shots, it's because of the beautiful British weather behind me. It's about -5 in the unit. I'm freezing cold and I've got the space heater on trying to keep warm. My body's sort of warm, but they've took a beating over the years, and they don't tend to warm up like the rest of my body does. So this episode sort of, I'll do what I can, but it's going to be mainly like action shots. I'll try and explain the best I can, and I did before this weather setting, so bear with us. So you see what it's like outside. It's bloody freezing in here. And we have completed the inner sills. They're all welded up, and this new panel ready for this section to get welded in to here underneath the car. But before we do that, and we're waiting for the zinc primer to dry, we're going to trim this down and get this back section sort of buttoned up. We're going to trim this into pieces we need. We don't need all this top section. We're going to cut it along this line here, but I don't know how far we've gone down on the actual car yet. We've chopped out this piece on the front of the car, ready for this to be butted up and then shaped to size. But it's going to be nipped off about here, and then we'll do it panel by panel. I think that's the best way, because these panels are not exactly a direct fit, as with the rear quarter section, which we need to weld in up here and fill this section in. So let's get to it. Okay, so we've fitted up this panel we've just cut, and she's pretty damn close, as you can see. We've drilled our spot weld holes where we're going to be mounting it across this bottom piece here, and along this edge here we've got some spot weld holes here. It marries up pretty close to here, so we could drop a tack in there and then manipulate it where we want, because the idea is we're going to be cutting along here and then welding in our middle section, so everything to fill in this point here. But start from the back. It's not quite the right shape, but I'll just beat on it until it is. But she's definitely a lot closer than she was. These panels are never quite right. I'll keep going on about it, but people will say, oh, why didn't you like spot weld everything, as weld the whole panel in? Because it won't fit. No panel will fit. Unless it's a Mazda panel, but then this 30-year-old car might have moved, so it's not necessarily going to fit. So this is the easiest way to guarantee it will fit. So we can spot weld this to our new inner section. This is going to come off in a minute and get zig primed, so it's all protected from the back. We'll fit it back up. We need to manipulate it a little bit, so give it a little bit of panel beating just to make sure that the fitment's totally spot on, and we can do a full send. That's this back section done. As you can see, she's holding her own weight on the ramp, which is ideal and what you want to be aiming to achieve. You don't really want to be jacking up off these, but needs must, and you need to make sure it's strong enough. And there's the proof in the pudding. It's not suspended, it is actually holding its weight, which is ideal. And there's a done there. I've tacked this section in, this new piece, so I've got to get amongst it and start stitching it in. But you see how we made it, so let's get to it.
Ikana, Jansen. You want something done, just do it yourself. Don't ask me anything, do it yourself. And I woke up one day, looked in the mirror, said, what you doing, man, do it yourself. What you waiting for, just do it yourself. You don't need no one, just do it yourself. Picked up the skill, I picked up the wealth. Now they can't say anything, I do it myself. Wanna go somewhere, I take myself out. You want a long take, yeah, no doubt. Get it done, yo, give me a shot. Yeah, you want it sorted, give me a shout. F that vibe, get rid of the doubt. Yo, answers there, well, figure it out. Drop me the video, we'll figure it out. London's fast with bubbles and stout. Old school flows, what you talking about? Late night shows I've been running around. From north to south I've been running around, but couldn't care less if they talk to me now. Where was you then? We've been sorting it out for a hot minute, hot second, carving the sound. Layers got layers, you know we get down. No bad vibes here, yeah, that's not alert. You want something done, just do it yourself. Don't ask me anything, do it yourself. And I woke up one day, looked in the mirror, said, what you doing, man, do it yourself. What you waiting for, just do it yourself. You don't need no one, just do it yourself. Picked up the skill, I picked up the wealth. Now they can't say anything, I do it myself. Do it yourself.
Kom igen, gör det då. Kom igen, gör det då.
Do it.
Vad går du och väntar på? Går du och väntar på?
Do it yourself.
Kom igen, gör det då. Kom igen, gör det då.
Like Doja, yeah, we paint the town red. Thought you was close, I left you one bread in the meeting, yeah, make note of what I said. If I'm eating, yeah, we're sharing that bread. Get it done, I do it instead. But truth is, I can see inside your head. So I do it myself, don't do it for them. Do it for the family, do it for a friend. Don't wait on anyone, I say it again. All I need is me and my pen. Healing, feeling, yeah, on the men. But seeding, reading every day zen. Tell me, when's the ETA then? Work around the clock like Big Ben. Do it myself, don't do it for them, yeah. You want something done, just do it yourself. Don't ask me anything, do it yourself. And I woke up one day, looked in the mirror, said, what you doing, man, do it yourself. What you waiting for, just do it yourself. You don't need no one, just do it yourself. Picked up the skill, I picked up the wealth. Now they can't say anything, I do it myself.
Right, with a bit of jiggery pokery and moving the ramp arms a little bit. You can probably remember that I cabbaged this a little bit with the air chisel. Well, you know the drill. I cut the section out, made a section, welded it in, linished, job's a good one. Good as new. So we're going to tackle this front section now, and as you can see, this is all cabbage as well. Falling to bits, so we've got to chop all of this out. Up behind here is decent, it's not rotten at all, but around it is, so we're going to chop all this out, all this section, and prep the front piece of the sill here. So we're going to nip her off about there, this line, because you won't see it, and then we can linish it off, and then all this is exposed but this isn't, and get this welded in. We're going to have to make a piece which follows this contour here, because this welds to another piece, but that piece is non-existent because good old MX5s, they rot and it's rotten off. So if I chop this out, get it to shape, get it to size, get it to where I'm happy with it, I can make a piece which will weld into there. We need to flatten this out because I don't know, there must be like medieval hammering and banging these panels into shape or something, because it's trash. But we'll figure it out and we'll sort it out. front section chopped away. There's the light. As you can see, it's nicely cleaned up inside. And it's about time we get some Genelite rust converter on it. Then we can zinc prime it. Then we can start building it. Just like that. Follow it on. We've chopped out all this section here underneath the front where the front wing is. We've rust converted it all, stripped all the metal back to metal, should we say. Got rid of all the rot, and now we've got to build it all. We've got some sections over here, move out the way of the light. We need to replicate these sections we've chopped out to the best of our ability, which will be better than what was on it and sort of OEM. But yeah, this is a follow-on of this section here. This is this section here. So if I go out of focus, it's because I'm trying not to tread on something and fall over on my face. And this is part of the floor, which goes here. But this also acts as a jacking point. So what we're going to do is do our 50 long by 20 mil lip, and then we're going to make another lip with a 5 mil 90 degree bend on it, and we're going to spot weld it to this to act as a jacking point and double up the skin strength, like so. Right, so we're butting up our new sill panel, the outer sill, and if I squeeze under here, you can see the remnants of the line is about there. Probably needs to come across about another 2 mil or so. But at the front, it's pretty much bang on. As I said, it needs to go back a touch. But we need to mark out where we want to cut. So I've got a line up here, which I draw with pen. I don't want to be cutting that much out. I'd rather cut it out of this panel here than butt it up. But then we've got this panel for the front, which is under the wing. That needs to line up too. But when we line that up there, I still need to trim it a little bit to bring this section up. This panel needs to go up, then they get welded together. You can see the little cut line there, that's where the sill ends underneath. And we need to mark her out and draw a line across and then trim it to size, because at the minute it's all sitting on top of each other and should be blended in. This panel, like for like, it's probably about 10mm too long. This should butt up to that back piece that we've already welded in, but it doesn't. So it means that this whole sill section, the new one, is 10mm too long also. And we have to adapt it to fit, like always. Trimmed up the sill panel, clamped it down. It's pretty close there. Needs a couple of mil off it, but we need to trim up some more. We're not far away now if I push this panel up. But they're definitely made on the piss, to say the least. I mean, you're never going to notice that, but you can only work with the best. You're going to do your best with what you got. So that's pretty close there. So I could, in theory, drop a tack here, then cut down here with a slitting disc, then stitch it in. But I want to be trimming some more off the top towards the front and try and raise it up a little bit if I can. So yeah, let's get back to it. Right, that's a bit more trimming done. This is more where she needs to be now. I mean, I can tack and push in so I can butt everything up. And everywhere that's fouling, I can just get the cutting disc in there and just open it up so I can butt the panels up. But she's a lot better than she was. She's never ever going to be perfect because of the panel. But I can see the remnants of the line here, and I can make a tack about here, so I'll push the panels together so they butt up. Then I can run a slitting disc down here, get all this lined up so they're flush. Then I can run a bead of weld down there. But first things first, as I do with all my panels, take this off, give it a good coat of zinc primer on the back, then we can start trying to tack her in place. Right, we've butted the sill up, we've zinc primed the back end of it, and we're going to drop a tack about here. And that's just to hold this in place, and probably one here. Now we're going to go to the back and pull that up and get that lined up. We're going to drop the tack on it. Right down my back. So now, that is somewhere near where it needs to be. What we need to do, because that's bowed it out, typical, we need to do some more trimming, would be the key. So this has got to go in certain areas. So we're going to clamp it in the middle to keep it taut. Those tacks at the ends. And this pan is nowhere near right. Fucking dog shit, like. I wish I had the means in the craft to like make full sills and just press them out so they're right. So I'd go over everything. Because everything that comes through the door off the shelf is shit. 9 times out of 10. Unless it's a genuine panel. And then they're like ridiculous prices. But that is where it needs to be now. We shut that up. And it's a case of cutting more down here and then tacking it into position. Let's go. Easier to just get on with it and just show you afterwards and try and explain myself than try and explain myself while I'm struggling my bollocks off trying to get these flush. So basically what you do with a slitting disc is you tack in an area where you're happy with, you line up the rest of it, and if it's a bit tight you go back down with a slitting disc, you tack where you want, and you want to get it where it's pretty much flush. That's where you need to be. So I've tacked it all around where I'm happy with it, and basically got to stitch it all in now, and I've got to build some bits down here for this to tack to, strengthen the floor. It says a gold rush again because they're out and tractoring about behind, so hopefully you can hear me properly. I've got to tackle this bit shortly, weld this new piece in. Still needs some adapting, but it's all got to marry up to this. So over to the back now. That's all nice and flush. So I've got to stitch all that in and then linish it off, and then you won't never know.
Swear I cannot do no wrong. Why I don't have much to say? All that talking on the phone, but you're never making plays. Playing phone tag, you're it. Pick up more bags, too legit. Swear I cannot do no wrong. Why I don't have much to say? All that talking on the phone, but you're never making plays. Playing phone tag, you're it. Pick up more bags, too legit. I love when the money come. I get bored, I'm thumbing some. Blues and pinks, I'm running on. In my lane, no one-on-one. Fake love, I'm allergic to. Real love, yeah, I need me some. Call my bae and book a trip. Bring the kids, let's run it up. She like us some Louis V. I like me some Louis too. Mix it with the double G. Having fun, that's what we do. Fresh out in Montego Bay. I'm acting unruly too. This is me, unusual. Life's a game, I'm cruising. Swear I cannot do no wrong. Why I don't have much to say? All that talking on the phone, but you're never making plays. Playing phone tag.
Well, that's the outer sill stitched in, Linished. There's a few little areas, little pit holes. I need to just go and tack back in. I need to get in here with the grinder when I've moved the ramp arm so I can linish this off. But yeah, not far off now. Just got to cut in there, make sure that's all nice. Then weld this, well, make this section in here. But yeah, that's the outer sill done. Near enough. Right, we'll call it a wrap on this video. Hope you've enjoyed the little journey so far on this restoration of the Mazda Eunos that we're doing. So please like, share, subscribe and all that jazz like we always ramble on about. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.